Mike Walker had lived in Willow Ridge Estates for 12 years. It was a peaceful, family-friendly neighborhood, the kind of place where kids rode their bikes freely and neighbors gathered for weekend BBQs. That was before she took over. Karen Sullivan, the newly appointed HOA president, had quickly gained a reputation for her aggressive rule enforcement. She issued fines like they were party invitations, constantly looking for new ways to squeeze more money out of the residents. On this crisp Monday morning, Mike found an envelope taped to his front door. The bold red letters read, "Urgent HOA fee increase, immediate action required." His hands tightened as he unfolded the paper. "Dear Mr. Walker, due to necessary neighborhood improvements, your monthly HOA fees will increase from $200 to $750, effective immediately. Failure to comply will result in legal action." Mike's blood boiled. A 275% increase? Without a vote or notice? He looked around the neighborhood. Was anyone else hit with this? He spotted his elderly neighbor, Mr. Jenkins, staring at a similar notice, his hands shaking. That's when Mike realized this wasn't just an increase. This was a financial ambush. Mike wasn't one to back down. Within an hour, he was in the HOA office demanding answers. Karen barely looked up from her desk, adjusting her designer blazer as she spoke. "Mr. Walker, we sent out an email about this months ago. Didn't you read it?" Mike clenched his fists. "There was no email, Karen. You can't just triple our fees overnight." She shrugged. "Actually, we can. The HOA board has full authority over financial decisions." Mike scanned the room. The framed bylaws behind her desk caught his eye. Something was off. He needed time. He forced himself to stay calm. "Fine," he said. "Then I'd like to see the detailed financial reports." Karen's smirk faltered for a fraction of a second before she regained composure. "That information is confidential." Mike raised an eyebrow. Bingo. Mike knew this wasn't just an innocent mistake. Something shady was happening. He spent the next 2 nights digging through old HOA records, pulling up publicly available financial disclosures. What he found made his stomach turn. Over the past 2 years, Willow Ridge HOA had approved over $250,000 in landscape renovations. But there were no renovations. The only payments were made to a company called Sullivan Property Management, Karen's own shell corporation. The dots connected. Karen jacked up fees. The HOA funneled the money into bogus contracts. The money disappeared into her pocket. This wasn't just an increase, it was a scam. Mike printed everything. He needed the entire neighborhood to see the truth. He called an emergency HOA meeting. Dozens of homeowners packed the clubhouse, the tension thick as people murmured about the sudden fee increase. Karen tried to maintain control. "Let's keep this civil," she began, but Mike cut her off. "I think everyone here deserves to know where their money is really going." He pulled up a slideshow. Every fake transaction, every shady deal, every stolen dollar. Gasps filled the room. "My mother had to sell her car because of these fees," one woman shouted. "Mr. Jenkins had to pick between his medicine or paying this HOA," someone else yelled. Karen's face turned red. "This is outrageous. These are private matters." Mike stepped forward. "Then why are they public record?" Karen's mouth opened, but no words came out. The next morning, Mike and a few neighbors filed a formal lawsuit against the HOA. The evidence was overwhelming. By the end of the week, Karen had resigned. The courts froze her assets. Every homeowner was refunded their money. The HOA was dismantled. The neighborhood was free. And Mike? He was elected the new HOA president by unanimous vote. Karen may have been exposed, but she wasn't going down without a fight. The very next day, a mysterious new rule was posted on the HOA website. In the interest of community safety and order, any homeowners spreading false information about the HOA will be subject to immediate fines and legal action. Mike saw the announcement and laughed out loud. This was desperation. but his laughter stopped when his phone rang. "Mike, it's Thomas. Check your email. Karen just filed a defamation lawsuit against you." Mike's stomach dropped. A lawsuit? For telling the truth? She was trying to scare him into silence, but Mike had one final trick up his sleeve. Mike didn't back down. Instead, he countersued Karen for fraud and financial misconduct. When the case went to court, Karen's arrogance was her downfall. The judge asked one simple question. "Ms. Sullivan, can you provide financial documentation proving these HOA expenses are legitimate?" Karen opened her mouth, but no words came out. She had nothing. Mike handed over a 300-page report with receipts, emails, and forged documents that Karen had tried to hide. The judge slammed his gavel. "This HOA is under immediate investigation for financial fraud. All fees are frozen until further review." Karen? She turned pale as a ghost. It turns out Mike's case opened a much bigger scandal. Investigators found that Karen had embezzled nearly $2.3 million over the years, not just from Willow Ridge Estates, but from 3 other neighborhoods where she was once HOA president. News crews swarmed the neighborhood. Homeowners who once feared speaking out now cheered in celebration. Karen was arrested on multiple charges, including fraud, embezzlement, and misuse of funds. And Mike? He was elected the new HOA president. His first official act? Lowering HOA fees by 60%. As he stood on his porch, looking out at the free neighborhood, he smiled. This is what happens when you stand up to corruption. The end, or is it? Some HOAs are good, but others? They exist only to scam homeowners. Karen thought she could steal from us, silence us, and intimidate us. But in the end, the community won. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe for more crazy HOA tales, and tell me in the comments, what's the worst thing an HOA has ever done to you?